The Gospel of Judas. I'm going to explain it in plain English, and I'm going to do it in a way of a play, so you'll understand it. The word gospel means good news. That's what it translates to. So what is the good news of Judas? How is there a good news of Judas? He's the one that betrayed Jesus, as was told in the Bible. But the good news of Judas is clearly unveiled here in this reading that I'm going to perform for you. So imagine a play setting. We'll start with the introduction. Incite it. The secret account of the revelation that Jesus spoke in conversation with Judas Iscariot during a week 3 days before he celebrated Passover. The earthly ministry of Jesus. When Jesus appeared on earth, he performed miracles and great wonders for the salvation of humanity. And since some walked in the way of righteousness, while others walked in their transgressions, the 12 disciples were called. He began to speak with them about the mysteries beyond the world and that would take place at the end. Often he did not appear to his disciples as himself, but he was found among them as a child. Scene 1. Jesus dialogues with his disciples, the prayer of thanksgiving or the Eucharist. One day he was with his disciples in Judea, and he found them gathered together and seated in pious observance. When he approached his disciples, gathered together and seated and offered a prayer of thanksgiving over the bread, he laughed. The disciples said to him, "Master, why are you laughing at our prayer of thanksgiving? We have done what is right." He answered and said to them, "I am not laughing at you. You are not doing this because of your own will, but because it is through this that your God will be praised." They said, "Master, you are the Son of our God." Jesus said to them, "How do you know me? Truly, I say to you, no generation of the people that are among you will know me." The disciples become angry. When his disciples heard this, they started getting angry, infuriated, and began blaspheming against him in their hearts. When Jesus observed their lack of understanding, he said to them, "Why has this agitation led you to anger? Your God who is within you and have provoked you to anger within your souls. Let any one of you who is strong enough among human beings bring out the perfect human and stand before my face." They all said, "We have the strength," but their spirits did not dare to stand before him, except for Judas Iscariot. He was able to stand before him, but he could not look him in the eyes, and he turned his face away. Judas said to him, I know who you are and where you have come from. You are from the immortal realm of Barbelo, and I am not worthy to utter the name of the one who has sent you." Jesus speaks to Judas privately. Knowing that Judas was reflecting upon something that was exalted, Jesus said to him, "Step away from the others, and I shall tell you the mysteries of the kingdom. It is possible for you to reach it, but you will grieve a great deal. For someone else will replace you, in order that the 12 disciples may again come to completion with their God." Judas said to him, "When will you tell me these things? And when will the great day of light dawn for the generation?" But when he said this, Jesus left him. Scene 2. Jesus appears to the disciples again. The next morning after this happened, Jesus appeared to his disciples again. They said to him, "Master, where did you go, and what did you do when you left us?" Jesus said to them, "I went to another great and holy generation." His disciples said to him, "Lord, what is the great generation that is superior to us and holier than us, that is not now in these realms?" When Jesus heard this, he laughed and said to them, "Why are you thinking in your hearts about the strong and holy generation? Truly, I say to you, no one born of this aeon will see that generation, and no host of angels of the stars will rule over that generation, and no person of mortal birth can associate with it, because that generation does not come from, which has become, The generation of people among you is from the generation of humanity, power, which the other powers by which you rule. When his disciples heard this, they each were troubled in spirit. They could not say a word. Another day Jesus came up to them. They said to him, Master, we have seen you in a vision, for we have had great dreams at night. He said, Why have you, when you have gone into hiding? They said, We have seen a great house with a large altar in it, and 12 men. They are the priests, we would say, and a name, and a crowd of people is waiting at that altar until the priests and receive the offerings, but we kept waiting. Jesus said, What are the priests like? They said, 2 weeks some sacrifice their own children, others their wives, in praise and humility with each other. Some sleep with men, some are involved in slaughter, some commit a multitude of sins and deeds of lawlessness, and the men who stand before the altar invoke your name. And in all that the deeds of their deficiency, the sacrifices are brought to completion. After they said this, they were quiet, for they were troubled.